Right, okay guys, so been a while since I've done one of these videos, but as the title or the thumbnail suggests, there's a lot of Nintendo in this one. Let me explain why. As you know, I've been going down the cartridge route because I'm trying to stay away from discs. Don't get me wrong, I am still picking them up, but not so much because obviously, as we know, a lot of these games over time, they're going to rot away, right? So I've been concentrating more on my cartridge-based stuff. And the other reason is mainly because, if I'm honest, my favourite eras are really the 16-bit and the 8-bit eras. So I've been going through them gradually. However, there are a few exceptions to this rule, and you'll understand when I get into it. So let's stop mucking about and let's get into it. So I picked this up from a charity shop. Yes, it's a 3DS. Now, my boys had one of these, but I didn't. And I've always wanted my own one because obviously at some point they're going to move out and take all their stuff with them. So I wanted to get my own one and also start my own collection of games. Yes, I've played some of the games on their ones, but I wanted to get my own ones as well. So I got this for £65 from a charity shop, which I thought was a really good deal, to be honest. It was a bargain. Inside, admittedly, not all of it's there, but it does come with all the relevant paperwork. The cardboard inlay that comes with it isn't there, but it did come with the case. Obviously the charger, a DS game, Lego Star Wars, which I think I've already got, various different, cases for carts, and obviously the docking station and all the paperwork, like I said. But it also came with another game, and that was Super Mario Land. Now, it was just a cartridge, but I've managed to track down, obviously, the case and the manual. So we now have a complete version of Super Mario 3D Land, or Super Mario Land 3D. So, yeah, we've now got that. I forget how much I paid for that. I think it was like maybe £4 for the case. So, I'm still doing well here. But, of course, if you're going to buy a 3DS, well, you're going to need games for it, right? So I picked some games up for it. And, of course, if you've got a 3DS, you've got to get Mario Kart 7, right? Now, I remember playing this on the boys' one. It's a really good game. It's, at the end of the day, it's a Mario Kart game. It's hard for them to go wrong, but it is a very good game on this handheld. So I picked that up. I think I might have paid about £8 or £9 for it on eBay. It was a good deal. As you can see, it probably come from a collector because it's in its wrap. So very good condition. Very happy. But of course, if you buy Super Mario, or should I say Mario Kart, then you probably should also buy this one. And that is, of course, Sonic All-Stars Racing. Now, technically, this is Nintendo. I know it's a Sega property, but it is still Nintendo because it's for the 3DS, so I can get away with it. But yeah, again, this one I think I paid maybe about £9 for it. It's all there. I actually think, I'm going to say something controversial here, guys. I actually think this is better than Mario Kart. Let me know down below. Maybe I'll ruffle some feathers here, but I actually think it's a better game. Then I picked up this Super Street Fighter 4. I think I got this for around £6. Again, a bargain. In my opinion, the only decent Super or any decent Street Fighter game on a handheld. This plays extremely well on there, and I remember playing this a lot on the boys' 3DSs, so I grabbed that. It's very good on there, and it looks really good in 3D too. So I should add, the other two I picked up, the boys also had these, or have these. So again, another reason to pick them up. This one, Ghost Recon Shadow Wars. I picked this up because Retro Chef told me to. Funny thing is, I did actually have this at one stage, and I gifted it to Gib 84. And now I've ended up buying it again. So yeah, this was £4. Now, I did have this before, but I never played it. I gifted it to Gib 84 because he was after it. So, but then got told a little while afterwards that this is a really good game by Chef. And I got this for about £4, I think it was, on eBay. Haven't played it yet, but Chef tells me it's a really good game, which is funny because it's also really cheap. So there's a tip for you guys. You've got a 3DS and you're after a Ghost Recon game, maybe think about picking that up because it's cheap. Right, and then I went on a bit of a mad one, right? So I thought, I also want some games that I can kind of sit next to the missus on the sofa when she's watching rubbish on the TV, Big Brother and various other crap that I'm not interested in. And I thought, I also want to get some games that aren't quite so, in depth. Ones I can just sit next to her on the couch, play along and talk to her while I'm doing it. And so I thought, oh, I know a good franchise for that. Lego games. So I picked up Lego Star Wars 3. Now, I think I might already have this on the DS, but I thought I'd grab it for the 3DS. Forget how much, but it wasn't expensive. These games are normally about £5 each, give or take. I'm not going to bother opening it. It's all there. I picked up Batman 2, because obviously I'm a huge Batman fan, and also I remember playing this on the boys one. So again, picked that up, round about the same sort of price. Avengers, as you know, guys, I do like my Marvel. Well, at least when Marvel was good. This one, round about the same sort of price. And if you got that one, well, you might as well get this one as well, right? So Lego and Marvel Superheroes, Universe in Peril. So, yeah, so I picked them up. And again, you know, these were like £5 games, not really breaking the bank. But I have been buying stuff over the last few months. As you know, guys, I've not done a pickups video for a long time. So probably going to have to do a couple to cover all of this, if I'm honest. And like I said, a lot of Nintendo. So this isn't the only Nintendo I picked up. No. I picked up Zombies from CX, I think, if I remember right. I forget how much I paid for it. I think it might have been about £12. I can't remember. The only memory I have of this game is playing it on the Mega Drive. And a few people said to me, actually, it plays better on the SNES. So I thought, okay, well, I'll grab it and we'll find out. So I suppose then I can compare, right? So yeah, I've now got Zombies on the SNES. And then I like my shooters, and I'd been told by Al's Arcade to pick this one up, and that is Axley by Konami. And you know, it's a good shooter. It's a very unusual shooter though, this one. I forget where I got this. I don't know if it was CX or whether it was eBay, but yeah, quite a reasonably priced one. Again, forget how much I paid, but it was a reasonable price. I remember that. This is a very unusual shooter. It's not like most shooters, and in fact, I'm still not really got my head around the gameplay, like the way you play this. In fact, I had to go back to Al, and I'm like, I'm not sure what I'm supposed to be doing here, because you have weapons, and if you die, I think you lose them, and then you get another weapon, and I was pretty sort of like flummoxed by the whole thing the first time I played it. I was like, I don't actually get what I'm supposed to be doing here. So yeah, I had to speak to Al. But yeah, an interesting game, different take on a shooter, and I do like my shooters. I do like my 16-bit, so had to get it. Of course, it's Konami as well, so you know it's going to be good, right? Kind of like the seal of approval, really. Now, this one I do know a lot about, played it a lot in the past, and that is Xevious. And yes, I had to get this on the NES. I'm actually surprised, out of all the shooters I've grabbed, that this was one I hadn't grabbed yet. You know, do I need to tell you about it? It's a classic game. You know, it's a top-down shooter. There's not really much more to say, really. It's just an enjoyable game and converted very well on the 8-bit system, so had to get it. Blue Shadow. I think I was put onto this one by U-Star Gamer. Yeah, Alex said to me, like, you know, if you like your ninja stuff, you'll definitely enjoy this. I haven't played it yet, but I've seen some gameplay of it, and it is as I can see, it looks like it's a kind of platform side-scrolling beat 'em up, you know. So, which is funny because I've recently been playing. What's that recent one I've got? I bought a game on Steam. That's also that. I did a short on it recently, and the name of it's gone completely out of my head. But it kind of reminded me of this game, only a more modern version of it. The Messenger, that's it, The Messenger. So, yeah, this seems like an older version of that, if you like. But yeah, looking forward to giving it a play. Label's just starting to peel away. I had to stick that back on. But yeah, I got this from CX. Again, I forget how much I paid, but I don't think it was a lot. It was well worth what I paid for it anyway. And then the last one in the Nintendo is Quantum Fighter, and I'm going to come back to U-Star Gamer because U-Star's been playing this on the NES. I had to get it because it looked very interesting watching them guys play it up. Looking forward to sinking my teeth in it. Again, not a massively expensive game, well worth picking up. So yeah, that's it for the games. Now, I'm going to switch to the table because I've got some other stuff. So, as you know, guys, I don't just pick up games. As you can probably tell behind me, I pick up collectibles, but I also pick up comics. And yeah, I've got some really good ones this month. So, I'll say this month, the last few months, but I've had to break this whole thing up into 2 videos because I've picked up a lot of stuff. So yeah, first of all, just wanted to show you Batman 89 Echoes #6. Finally, they released this. This comic series has took, I think, over 1.5 years to release. Now, bearing in mind that comic series in the past used to be once a month, but they just kept postponing each and every one of them. Gotta be honest, this is probably the last time I'm going to buy DC Comics because I am not going through this again. It was starting to look at a point like we wasn't going to get the end of this. So now I've completed this series, yeah, I'm not probably going to buy any more DC now, unless it's old stuff, you know. So yeah, finally got my issue 6. That's this run done now. Now I can finally read them all. I've read the first 2, but I think I'll go back because it's took so long to come out. I'll go back and then I'll read it from the start, because I read the first 2 and it became painfully obvious that it was going to be months before we got the others. So I thought, right, I'm going to stop reading them now and I'll read them all together. So yeah, I forget how much it was. It wasn't massively expensive. I think I got it from Forbidden Planet, if I remember right. So yeah, finally completed that run. So that's that done. Right, now I want to be very careful with that one because it's bagged and boarded. I don't want to put a huge dent in it or anything. Picked this up from the charity shop. The Amazing Spider-Man for £1. Had to be done, really. Yeah, I don't think I really have to give any other reason other than that. I love Spider-Man. I mean, who don't, to be honest? Most people do, right? You see a comic book for £1, well, you know, it'd be rude not to, right? So it is a more modern one, and I've just realised I've not got my glasses on. So I will put them on so I can tell you when this come out, if it says, of course. Yeah, it's definitely a more modern one. Oh, it's a #1, so this is probably a re-release then. Yeah, because it says digital edition also available. So, yeah, you could tell by the artwork anyway. I don't think you can see there. Like, if you look at the art, I don't like this modern art. It looks a bit soulless, and I'd say it's no different with this. When you consider what we've had in the past with Spider-Man, yeah, this is very different, isn't it? So, yep, that's Spider-Man. Right now, this graphic novel, paid a bit for this because it's not cheap. I've got the books of this, but I wanted the graphic novel, and that is Heir to the Empire. Now, as I'm saying this, I'm starting to wonder, did I already show this? I don't think I did. So, yeah, I picked this up. I forget how much. It was on eBay. It wasn't a cheap one because it is an old one now. Because this would have originally been Dark Horse Comics, which, of course, you can see there. Fantastic artwork, though. And, of course, you can see Thrawn there because that's when Thrawn was introduced. I'll show you some of the artwork, but I've got to be very careful with this one. So I think this is the one that's slightly damaged. So if I'm right, I think I got this from World of Books, maybe. You know, obviously they deal with a lot of second-hand books. But, yeah, look, fantastic artwork. Back when artwork was still good, right? You know, and you got Chewie there and, you know, it's very good. But it does have a problem, this one. The binding's gone. So I'm going to have to get some glue to re-glue it along the edge. Other than that, it's perfectly fine. But yeah, it's starting to come away. So I don't know if I can show you. You can probably see it there. Look, it's starting to come away. So, but look at that artwork on that bit there. I mean, that's fantastic, right? So yeah, get some glue because you can get some binding glue for these and just re-glue it. So yeah, so that's that one. And then this one. Again, another one that wasn't fantastically cheap. Very hard to find because most of these are in the US, and I found someone in the UK that had it, and that is the Undertaker comic book line, but obviously in its graphic novel format. And yeah, I've been after this for a long time. Chaos Comics, this one is. Never actually got round to reading it, but I am, or was, an Undertaker fan back in the day. And I just like the artwork with it. And let's be honest, if you're going to pick a character out of WWE who's going to be a comic book hero or a bad guy, well, who's better than The Undertaker? I mean, come on. He's almost lifted from a comic, right, in the way his character is. But look at this artwork. I mean, that is a feast for the eyes, no? I mean, look at that. You just don't get artwork like this anymore. You really don't. You know, and again there, look, just fantastic artwork. Yeah, I could go through this and literally just look at the pictures and be happy, you know. It's really good. Some fantastic artwork. I mean, look at the cover. I mean, the cover is not to be sniffed at. That's fantastic as well. So, yeah, like I say, I forget how much I paid for this. Like, I'll be honest. I used to write all the prices down, but I don't really bother now because, if I'm honest, it's too much work. So, but yeah, I know I paid a bit more than you normally would for these sort of books, but it's because it's just so difficult to find over here. So yeah, so I've got that now as well. But of course, this bit wasn't just about comics, because like I said, I also pick up collectibles. Or toys, if you want to call them toys. I mean, it's perfectly right to call them toys, guys, you know. Just because we're adults doesn't mean we shouldn't call them toys. That's what they are, right? Although, you could argue that these days, toys aren't really made for kids. And funny enough, I've mentioned that on the recent podcast I did with Martin and Retro Chef. Geekbait podcast over on the Hobby Lodge YouTube channel. Also available on Spotify. We've just done our 12th episode, so we've just completed our first year. And this is a topic of conversation on there. Are toys for kids or are they for adults? So, yeah, interesting conversation. And you'll get my points of view on there, so go and check it out. But anyway, first off, Too Bad. Now, I did already have this loose. I've already bought this, but it dropped down in price. And I thought, you know what, I want a boxed version as well, because I always buy two so I can unbox one. And I mean, you know, look at that. I mean, that is a pretty good looking figure. And if I remember, I'll try and get some footage of the one that's out of the box on the turntable so you can get a proper look. Great artwork on the side there, as you can see. And on the back, other figures in the line as well. And yeah, Too Bad. Now, as you can see, this is the new Eternia line. So quite often these figures will come with the original look, but also the concept art look that never made it. And so you can kind of swap them to either version. I'm not sure it's so much with this one, though. But I know with previous figures they've released, you know, Beastman and characters like that looked very different from the concept art. So, yeah. And that's not the only one. We've got more. And yes, I am leaning out of frame because I've got others to grab here. So, we have also got Ninja. Now, again, I will stick my one out of the box that lives on my desk on the turntable so you can get a good look at him. This is a really good looking figure, this one. This is quite a recent release. As you can see, you've got different masks you can wear as well. So it's funny because they've kind of done that like the old samurai mask, but he's a ninja. So yeah, it's interesting. There's his bow and arrow. But like I say, while I'm talking here, I'll show you some turntable of him out of the packet because, like I said, I buy them twice. So that's him. And then we've got Hordak, the new Eternia release as well. Like I said, they have two looks to them normally. The original and then the concept look. Great artwork on the front there of Hordak. Unfortunately, I can't show you a turntable of this because I've only got one at the moment. But again, fantastic artwork on the sides. And as you can probably see from the back, he's got wings, which of course he didn't have. So this was obviously part of the concept, right? And he's got a staff similar to Skeletor's Havoc staff. The shield he had, and then obviously you can swap his arm as well. Obviously this is more of a She-Ra character, right? But I always thought he was quite a good looking character. And I've actually got a few examples of Hordak. I've got a Super 7 version. I've got a Turtles of Grayskull version, which at some point I'll show you on a later video because I want to show you that set that I've been picking up. But yeah, great looking figure. But like I say, unfortunately, can't show you on the turntable because I don't have a second one. So yeah, so that is it for this month or this week or whatever I end up putting these out on's pickups video. So I hope you've enjoyed the video, guys. And until next time, take care, stay safe. Nerdy Geezer out.